New York mayor is doing something that I think is very dangerous. He has a plan. I don't know how well thought out it is. Here's what Mayor Eric Adams is doing when it comes to, well, the homeless and the mentally ill. The New York mayor is facing criticism for a controversial program. It allows local police and emergency medical workers to involuntarily hospitalize citizens who appear to be mentally ill. This has predominantly impacted the homeless community. The directive, which Adams announced on Tuesday, also allows authorities to remove anyone who displays an inability to meet basic living needs, including untreated injuries, unawareness of their surroundings and their physical condition, even if officials have not observed them commit a recent dangerous act. Officers can take them into custody, send them to local hospitals for a psychiatric evaluation, that according to a statement from Adams' office. The mayor's plan comes at the end of the year in which random attacks in the subways and streets, many of them attributed to homeless people with mental illness, have put many New Yorkers on edge. Mr. Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul have both rolled out numerous programs to address the issue, including adding outreach teams and clearing encampments to try to convince people to move to shelters. The governor has agreed to add 50 more beds to psychiatric wards in the city. New York City currently has at least 3,400 people living on the streets and subways. As of Monday, more than 64,000 people are living in New York City shelters. Critics argue that this new directive could potentially be a violation of individual civil liberties, and using police as auxiliary social workers could be incredibly harmful to those involved. The Brooklyn Center for Independence of the Disabled, an advocacy group, said involuntary hospitalization constituted discrimination under the Americans with Disabilities Act. That from Andy Newman and Emma G. Fitzsimmons from the New York Times. Just because someone smells, because they haven't had a shower for weeks, because they're mumbling, because their clothes are disheveled, that doesn't mean they're a danger to themselves or others, said Norman Siegel, the former head of the New York Civil Liberties Union and co-founder of a volunteer outreach program, the Street Homeless Advocacy Project. And they're going to have the cops of all people make those decisions? Jermaine Williams, the city's public advocate, and some other Democratic elected officials have raised concerns about police officers evaluating people on the streets and the lack of details on what care people will receive once they are removed. That's a major red flag right there, Mr. Williams said. Mr. Williams said that while he was glad that Mr. Adams was committed to helping people with severe mental illness, he worried that Black men would be disproportionately affected by the new policy and that people would be turned away from overburdened hospitals. He said that the city should focus on funding less intrusive programs like homeless drop-in centers where people can get a hot meal and a shower, and mental health urgent care centers. This disturbs me on so many levels, Ray, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are. What concerns you the most here?
Yeah, I work for a Center for Independent Living here in Chicago. So we do disability rights advocacy. I represent disabled people in civil rights cases. So I think primarily the most concerning thing here is the violation of the civil liberties of these individuals. And even if someone is swept up in this program who isn't disabled, the ADA covers individuals who are regarded as having a disability. So they would be covered under this act. So not just all of the people who do have mental illnesses who are being swept up by the police, but the people who are swept up by the police simply because they are perceived as having a disability. I think that the solution to this issue is to give houses to these homeless individuals, provide outlets for which they can get psychiatric care. But part of my work is to prevent people from being forced into these congregate living facilities, from being relegated into these hospitals, which often don't have the resources or ability to meet the needs of every individualized patient, especially if you're overflowing them with individuals who also probably don't have health insurance. So even if you get them diagnoses, it doesn't help them moving forward if they don't have a place, a doctor they can regularly meet with, or a safe place to live at the end of the day. It's really just a program that's being put in place to help people not have to see homelessness so that they feel less uncomfortable. Yeah, and it's really disgusting. And I'm glad you're raising the alarm on this because it's so concerning.
Yeah, it is, and something we're gonna have to continue to watch it, including how police are gonna round people up and put them, I guess, on a psychiatric hold is what they really could do, and they're not able to escape that.